When Jim Carrey signed on to play the Grinch in the 2000 live-action adaptation of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, he was actually signing up for what has gone down in Hollywood lore as one of the most grueling transformations an actor has ever endured. The process of becoming the green, mischievous anti-hero required Carrey to spend hours every day in a combination of heavy prosthetics, full-body yak-hair suits, latex, spandex, gloves, and contact lenses. It was a physical and mental endurance test that would have tested anyone's patience, let alone someone attempting to channel the manic energy and expressiveness that Carrey was known for. The makeup alone took several hours to apply, and even then it wasn't guaranteed to stay in perfect shape for the long days of shooting. The moment the first full Grinch transformation was complete, Carrey reportedly experienced so much frustration and physical discomfort that he kicked a hole in the wall of his trailer, threatening to quit the production entirely. Adding to the mythos, rumors spread that Carrey underwent some kind of torture survival training, ostensibly taught by a former CIA operative who specialized in teaching mental endurance. According to these accounts, Carrey was trained to endure physical discomfort, manage extreme mental stress, and maintain composure under circumstances designed to push him to the brink. What is clear, however, is that the makeup, prosthetics, and cumbersome suit were painful and restrictive, forcing Carrey to discover a reservoir of patience and resilience just to make it through a single day on set. That level of commitment set the stage for one of the most memorable Grinch performances in cinematic history. Even when stripped of the more sensational stories, the documented reality was brutal. Carrey spent hours in a chair while makeup artists meticulously applied layers of prosthetics, glued on additional facial pieces, and adjusted the full-body yak-hair suit to achieve a seamless, grotesque yet animated appearance. Contact lenses irritated his eyes, the suit was heavy and itchy, and the gloves restricted his ability to perform small gestures. Carrey's final Grinch was simultaneously repulsive, hilarious, and strangely endearing. The film's journey to the screen was also shaped by the famously stringent conditions imposed by the estate of Dr. Seuss. Audrey Geisel, Dr. Seuss's widow, exercised tight control over any adaptation of her husband's work, and this project was no exception. The estate insisted that the story remain true to the spirit of the original book, demanded oversight over the script and designs, and retained the right to approve key production choices, including casting. This made the process of turning Seuss's whimsical, exaggerated illustrations into a live-action film far from straightforward. The selection of Jim Carrey as the Grinch came with very careful consideration. The estate required a lead actor who could embody both the physicality and the manic energy of the character, while also handling the constraints of prosthetic makeup and a complex suit. Several high-profile names were considered, including Jack Nicholson, Eddie Murphy, and Robin Williams. But Carrey's combination of elasticity, improvisational skill, and star power made him a natural fit. The estate and the studio were particularly impressed with Carrey's commitment to fully inhabiting the character and his suitability for the tone of the adaptation. At the same time, the filmmakers faced tough decisions about how far to go with the Grinch's look. Early tests considered painting Carrey green and adding a few facial prosthetics, but these tests revealed a version that lacked the grotesque expressiveness required to bring the character fully to life. Ultimately, the decision was made to go all in with full-body prosthetics, makeup, and a yak-hair suit. Rick Baker, the legendary makeup artist behind films such as Men in Black and The Nutty Professor, was brought in to lead the prosthetics team. Baker's work transformed Carrey into a walking, talking caricature of mischief, perfectly aligned with the exaggerated aesthetic of Dr. Seuss's illustrations. Once shooting began, the challenges continued. Carrey's prosthetic suit and makeup demanded long hours in the chair before filming could start and careful maintenance throughout the day. The backlot of Universal Studios became a living Whoville, a sprawling, meticulously designed world of twisty streets, towering candy cane lampposts, and surreal architectural flourishes. Filming was physically demanding, and every take required Carrey to maneuver through a limited range of motion while maintaining perfect comedic timing. Yet for all the physical burden, Carrey's improvisational talent brought the Grinch to life in ways the script alone could not. He frequently riffed on lines, exaggerated gestures, and invented small moments of comedy that the crew captured on the fly. Some of these spontaneous choices became iconic scenes that defined the character for audiences. Director Ron Howard played an important role in channeling Carrey's energy. Rather than trying to constrain the actor, Howard recognized that Carrey's improvisation was a critical component of the performance. Carrey would experiment with facial expressions, voice inflections, and physical movements within the limitations of the suit, and Howard would encourage him to push the boundaries. While the on-set environment was exhausting, the camaraderie between Carrey, Howard, and the crew helped sustain morale. They had to navigate the challenges of filming a massive, effects-driven production under tight schedules and high expectations from the Seuss estate. The ability of Carrey to turn physical and mental strain into comedic brilliance made the Grinch a character whose energy filled every frame. Even when behind the scenes, the process verged on torturous. Bringing Whoville to life was a monumental undertaking. The production team constructed extensive sets on sound stages and backlot spaces at Universal Studios, creating an entire town complete with whimsical buildings, oversized candy canes, and streets that twisted in impossible ways. Every detail was carefully designed to feel true to the book, yet functional for filming and accommodating hundreds of actors. The prosthetic department had the task of transforming ordinary human actors into the inhabitants of this fantastical town. Each Who required prosthetic noses, ears, teeth, wigs, and makeup that allowed for expressive performances while retaining a uniform Seussian aesthetic. The scale of the makeup operation was unprecedented, involving dozens of artists and assistants who spent hours preparing each actor for every day of shooting. Meanwhile, the role of Max, the Grinch's faithful dog, required special care. In total, 6 dogs played Max: Kelly, Chip, Topsy, Stella, Zelda, and Bo. Each dog had to be trained to perform specific behaviors on cue, and their safety was a top priority throughout the production. Scenes involving harnesses, sleds, or other stunts were carefully choreographed, often using lightweight prosthetics or special rigging to create the illusion of whimsical antics without putting the animals in harm's way. The American Humane Society certified the production, ensuring that all animal actors were treated ethically and monitored throughout filming. The sheer scale of Whoville and its inhabitants was remarkable. For many actors, stepping onto set meant entering a fully realized fantasy world, complete with intricate costumes, layered prosthetics, and a level of detail rarely seen in live-action adaptations of children's books. All of that painstaking effort translated into unprecedented success at the box office. Released in November 2000, How the Grinch Stole Christmas opened to a domestic gross of $55.1 million, setting the record at the time for the biggest opening weekend for a Christmas-themed film. The movie ultimately earned roughly $262 million domestically and another $85 million internationally, bringing its worldwide total to approximately $347 million. Against a production budget of about $123 million, this represented a major financial triumph. The Grinch remained at #1 in the US box office for 4 consecutive weekends and became the highest-grossing film of 2000 domestically, proving that a live-action adaptation of a beloved children's book could succeed on a blockbuster scale. Critically, the reception was more mixed. While many reviewers praised Carrey's performance and the film's technical achievements, others criticized the expansion of the story beyond its original, concise book format and the sometimes dark tonal shifts. Anyway, the film earned 3 Academy Award nominations, winning for Best Makeup and Hairstyling, a well-deserved recognition of the countless hours spent transforming Carrey and the Who's into fully realized fantasy characters. The success of The Grinch created the expectation that live-action Dr. Seuss adaptations could continue. That potential was quickly dashed, however, when 2003's The Cat in the Hat failed both critically and with audiences. The film's missteps, tone-deaf humor, inappropriate content for younger viewers, and deviation from the source material, combined with the strict oversight of the Seuss estate, to effectively shut down any future live-action projects. Since then, adaptations of Seuss's work have largely been animated, allowing filmmakers to capture the whimsical, exaggerated qualities of the illustrations without the physical and tonal challenges of live action. Thanks for watching Collider. See you next time.